So this dream is about a dream that that somebody reached out from Portugal, and so this is the dream. Okay, I don't know much about her, but this is what the dream is. So very interesting. So she's she's standing in front of this man that is completely naked, and she hits his testicles like 30, like more than 30 times. And she was completely dressed. And she said she had pointy heels, pointy shoes. And then, of course, he fell to the ground, and that he didn't fight back or anything, as she kicked his testicles. Okay. And she says, I'm not even a violent person, and I'm even a vegan, so I don't know where this comes from. It was very interesting because at the beginning she tells me, my age is she was about 40, and, she says, and I hit him about 30 times. So this is a deal. So there's someone, right? This is what the interpretation is. There's someone I felt that was, some time back. I sort of put it like it was when she was younger, so probably like 10. And I'll tell you that I was off because later she told me. So, and that there was somebody, that was a male figure in her life that, possibly abused her sexually. And so then things had shifted and things had changed. And she was in a much higher position in terms of, or in a more powerful position, not higher position, but in a more powerful position, because at the moment that she's, fully clothed, I think is what it is called. And then the gentleman is completely naked. So he's completely vulnerable in front of her. And in spite of that, she kicks him, where for men, it's their masculinity, right? And it's very painful for them to have any type of injury there. So she kicks him for about 30 times, and he just takes it. So the representation is that there's a male figure in her life, possibly that there was a sexual abuse, and now she's in a more powerful situation. And then so she's, she won. She sort of like, had some like vindictiveness, not vindictiveness, but like, she was able to, like whatever was done to her, like she, this was her way of like dealing with that. Like she initially had power over him, and then in the end she sort of won. Okay. So I was off in the interpretation, it was kind of hard. But so this didn't happen to her, but it actually happened to her roommate who was, who was raped while they were in college, and they never found the perpetrator, right? And so she said, so even it didn't happen to me, but, I've never thought about it. And, and when she discussed it with me, they never found him, and that was it. So it's just really weird that I sort of remember it now, because I haven't talked to her in forever. She said I probably subconsciously, she told me, made her wrong right, and wanted justice for her. And that's exactly what the dream was. It's about creating justice, or overpowering whatever sexual abuse was done before. So I wasn't too off, right? It's kind of hard to figure things out, especially when, when you sort of don't know anything, right? So that I was basically right on whatever happened. I just was a little off with whoever it was about, which taught me a lot, because you can obviously dream about things that have impacted you, that have nothing to do with you, but that, have impacted you one way or another, or your subconscious is still like working at that, or, sort of thinking about those things. So that was very interesting. And then I sort of put her at a younger age, this person, because I sort of thought that the 30 and then her being 40 was significant. So it was sort of like a different year. So I was off by like 10 years, really, sort of in the end, which isn't a lot, but in the whole scope of it, I guess it was. So for me, it was a great learning curve, but interesting that I sort of understood what it was and interpreted. So that's exactly what the gift is about dream interpretation, that, I can interpret the dream, right? So namaste, love and light.